Vanessa and I are on our Hallow-Cation, so we decided to take the pups to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and right across the street there, in that house, is one of the most haunted hotels in the entire world, the Farnsworth House. I don't know if they allow dogs on the ghost tour, Big T. I don't want to go on the ghost tour anyway. Oh. What do you think, Mina? In this yard here, we were actually on a ghost tour. Supposedly there is a soldier. People take pictures of this and do see a soldier or soldiers standing in this little plot of land here. Someone actually drew that stuff on the front door. Vanessa and I were on a ghost tour a while back, and they told us that in these windows up here, sometimes at nighttime, you can see people walking in the windows here, and there's nobody inside. So that's another ghost place there too. Very cool Halloween house. Very cool. What's nice about the Farnsworth is they have this really nice patio out here. We're here on a Monday, of course, so nobody's here, but they do allow dogs on here as well, which is very nice. And they do actually have a dog menu as well, so you can get the dogs, I think chicken or beef. We're gonna get Tyrion and Mina some chicken and some beef, but they have this really nice courtyard here. And like I said, the dogs are allowed, but Gettysburg usually is not this quiet. This building here is where you can go and get your tickets for all the ghost tours and everything, and it's also a little ghost tour gift shop as well. So here at the Farnsworth, you actually can stay in the building, but they do have a couple of rooms out here in the courtyard. Vanessa and I actually stayed in this room one time, the Lincoln room, and I'm gonna go back to the table here waiting for our food, but I'm gonna tell you about a little story that happened in here. All right, guys. Ghost story time, since it is that time of the year. Vanessa and I we've come to the Farnsworth over the years several times, and we have had some paranormal experiences happen to us here. Believe it or not, you know, like I said, I know that there's a lot of people that don't believe it. We do. I've had several things happen to me in my lifetime that are unexplainable, but we'll leave these stories just for what happened to us here in Gettysburg. But the Lincoln room over there where we stayed, when we first walked in the room, the first thing we noticed was on this, it was the wall, right?
Yep.
On the wall was this really, really creepy marionette. It almost looked like it almost looked like Humpty Dumpty. It was like an egg-shaped marionette. Really, really creepy. And it's the first thing we noticed when we walked in the room. I think you even said, I don't like that. So we kind of walked around the room and checked stuff out, and we just kept going back to this marionette. So we decided to go out to the car and get our bags. And when we left the room, the marionette was looking at the door. We were only gone for like less than 5 minutes to get the bags, because the parking lot is actually right out back here. We come back into the room, and Vanessa goes, John, look. And we look over, and the marionette is turned around. Now, one, we tried to debunk it. It was the summer, remember? And there was air conditioning, but there's no way that the air conditioning was going to blow that thing around. And it was super heavy. It was very heavy, and we actually tried to recreate it.
You tried to open the door, close the door to try to make a breeze.
Yep. So Vanessa we turned it around. Vanessa went out, and she slammed the door really hard, thinking it might be like the wind. It was not. So that was one thing that happened here, and I'll tell you another story too. This was a really, really good story, but I'll wait till we get out to the front here to tell that one. All right, guys, so this is the Farnsworth House, one of the most haunted hotels in the entire world. And we've actually had, I personally have had an experience in here that was pretty, it was pretty chilling. It was pretty chilling. Anyway, Vanessa and I have come here for multiple tours, and one of the tours is they actually take you down here into the basement. You can't enter now, of course, but the entire basement is just this stone wall, almost like these walls here, the entire thing. And then down the middle are the wooden beams, and then on each side of the wooden beams are like these pews, almost like these old church pews. So we came in here once to do the ghost tour, and they tell you stories down here. And at the bottom of the stairs here, as soon as you open up the door, there's actually a casket in here with a, I think it's like a fake corpse skeleton.
Or is it?
Or is it? And they have like all these candles, and there's no lights down there. It's nothing but just candles. And there's a corpse skeleton in the casket, and there's all these like dead flowers and everything. It's really creepy. Anyway, Vanessa and I had to sit in the very back of the basement, which is probably right under the front door. And there's these back stairs that go from the basement up to the first floor here. I think it goes into the kitchen. So we were sitting on the back stairs, and I noticed that on the stone wall there was the shadow of like almost like the size of a child's head. And I didn't think anything of it at first. I thought it was basically the woman in the front of the room here talking, and the candles just reflected back onto the back of the wall. So I looked down the middle of the room, and all there were these beams, these wooden beams. So there's no way that it could have went back the whole way to the wall, her reflection. So I start staring at this image, this whatever this was, this shadow, and it starts tilting its head from side to side like it's trying to size me up. So I end up touching the wall, like where the cheek would be, and it was freezing cold. So anyway, after that, next thing you know, I feel this weight in my lap, and my legs are completely numb from my waist down to my feet. And I start slamming my foot on the floor to try to get that like prickly feeling off, and it just would not go away. Eventually, after she finished up the tour, I think Vanessa, I think you even had to help me stand up because my legs were numb, and I kind of just like walked it off, and I came out, and that was it. Well, anyway, we came here like maybe a year later, and we came here about a year later. We were in the same basement, and the tour guide was telling the story, and all of a sudden she was telling the story about a guy that was sitting in close to the very same spot that I was like the weekend before. And she said that she noticed that his face like turned, was it like almost like a white, she said she just knew something was going on. And he mentioned to her that When she asked him if he's okay, he said to her that my legs are numb and I feel like there's something in my lap. And then she told us about Jeremy. So there is a child spirit that lives in this house here. His name is Jeremy, and he actually was trampled by horses right here on the street. His father picked him up and carried him into the house here, and he eventually died in the house. Now, not only Jeremy, but his father also supposedly resides in this building as well. But so that was my experience with Jeremy, and from what we were told is Jeremy is drawn to men that look like his father. So his father was around like 5'10", 6 feet tall, broad-shouldered, dark hair, dark eyes, and of course that's what I look like. But back then I didn't have the beard, and the guy that had that happen to him in the basement also was dark hair, dark eyes too. So that was my experience with Jeremy here. So it was scary and cool at the same time. But if you guys ever get the chance to come here, definitely check this place out. It's well worth it. So we've taken a little detour right outside of Gettysburg. We're still in Gettysburg, but this is Sachs covered bridge. This bridge here, this covered bridge, and again, I'm not a historian of Gettysburg at all. I'm just going off of what I've learned over the years. This bridge, they capture a lot of apparitions on this bridge if you take pictures. And I remember somebody saying that this waterway here was red during the Civil War. But so we're gonna go check it out, and I guess we'll see what we find. So there is a story here, and I can't remember which one, but supposedly if you're here at nighttime, and I have no idea which one, if you hit one of the beams 3 times and say Tennessee, Tennessee, Virginia, in the corner, one of these corners here, I don't know which one, a mist will form, and you'll supposedly see like an apparition. I guess there were three soldiers that died, 2 from Tennessee, 1 from Virginia, and I have no idea which beam it is. I couldn't even tell you because the whole thing's beams. But that's a story that I've heard over the years as well, where if you do that, this mist will just form out of nowhere.
I wonder if Ryan and Mary are still together.
But this place is really cool too. This is right off of the battlefield. I have no idea what road we take. We've been here several times, and I kind of can just find it. But if you ever get to Gettysburg, definitely come check this place out. This place is really, really cool.